carbohydrates that are water soluble. Now there's a difference between carbohydrates that are water soluble and non-water soluble. Water soluble carbohydrates change into water once they get into your system. So water soluble carbohydrates are vegetables like green peas, string beans, corn. All of those things are water soluble because when they go into your system, once you eat them and break them down, they change into water. You know, something that is example of perhaps that is non-water soluble, which is a fruit, is a banana, because a banana has a lot of substance to it and doesn't necessarily change into water. But you know, if you look at some of the fruits, and you can look at the fruits and you can like use your own brain and you can say, hey, you can look at an apple and you can see, okay, I can see once you eat an apple, it becomes water soluble. Because sometimes when you crush an apple with your bare hands, you crush an apple, it changes into water. You get liquids that come out of it. Am I not right? So anything kind of along those lines is water soluble. And most fruits and vegetables are water soluble. So if you're really trying to lose weight and you need your carbohydrates, that's what you want to stick to, the water soluble ones that change into water. And you can easily eliminate them out of your system through the natural process of urination. Okay, next. I'm going to see if I missed anything on the plateau. Yeah, you're just going to have to sometimes go to the extreme and just either change the diet or change your workout routine. I would say do more supersets when you're doing, when you're trying to cut down and you hit a plateau. Supersets will always give your body a shock. I would say superset everything. So a good example of a superset is when you go from one exercise to another without rest. So let's say I'm doing some bicep curls. So I'm here and I'm doing bicep subnation curls, And I do, I do about 15, 20 bicep subnation curls. And after that, I drop that and I go right into barbell curls. Right away, barbell, boom, boom, boom. Right away without any rest. Okay? This will shock the body. It will shock the muscles. And that way, you will break your plateau. And it's the same thing you do on the cardio machine. Change that cardio machine up and you'll break that plateau. All right. Now, let's go to another question. Now, I'm not going to mention any names in some of these questions. Some of you guys are my friends, and I know if you don't mind me to mention your name, so I might mention your name. But I have one here from a young lady who she was pregnant, 8 months pregnant, and she got into a car accident. And she had internal bruising, and she still has lower back pain from a car accident, which I can relate to because I got into an accident and I still have lower back pain myself sometimes when I work out. So what I would suggest to you is make sure you stretch before and after you work out. A full stretch, nice back stretch routine. Go ahead and Google some stretch routines and you'll be able to figure those out. I would say stretch. Get a good stretch routine. When you're doing your back exercises, what I commonly see, make sure your chest is stuck out when you're doing your back. So if you're doing some pulleys right here, make sure you hit that chest. That chest is stuck out here, right? That's the proper form. And you come here and you pull in. Right here, keep that chest straight up like this. Keep that chest straight up, boom, pull in. Same thing if you're bringing it down. When you're doing the rows up top, bringing it down, boom, right here, keep that chest out. Okay, that's the main thing that you really need to focus on is proper form if you're having lower back pain. Okay, it's extremely important to have good form and to keep that chest stuck out. Anytime you're doing pretty much any of your back exercises, your chest needs to be stuck out straight and it'll activate your back being in proper form, getting ready to do these back exercises. Now, I would say your rep range will have to be high because you're really trying to condition the back and you're not really trying to build too much muscle, but you're just trying to strengthen the muscles in that lower back or wherever you have the problems in the back. So that's what I would suggest to you. A good stretch and proper form. Get that form straight up, get that chest out, and hit the back muscles like that. There's really nothing else that you can really do because I have the same thing. And also you have to take care of it. There's a system called RICE that we use in the fitness world. RICE is an acronym. I believe that's what it's called, the acronym, which stands for rest, ice, compression, and elevation. That's what RICE stands for. So rest would be, make sure you get the proper rest on the back. Don't be burning your back out. Ice, you put some ice on it to cool it up and to prevent some of the swelling. And compressions, which are heat compressions, which you use to draw a lot of the pain out. And elevation, which you really can't use in this situation. You can really use it if you hurt an arm, if you bruise or break an arm, you can elevate your arm or elevate your leg. That's what they mean, but you really can't elevate your back. So you would just have to use that. And I would say use any type of anti-inflammatory. Advil, ibuprofen really works. So that would be the answers to my questions for you. I hope I was able to answer those questions for that young lady. And I hope your back gets better. Just let me know how that works out for you. But I guarantee you the stretching before and after will help a lot. Next, a gentleman wants to know how can you get a bigger chest. We all want a bigger chest as far as guys. That's our calling signal. That's our badge of honor is our chest. So we all want to have a big chest. What I would suggest, and I have another question here, how do you build the upper chest? So I'm just going to answer both of those. My buddy Alec, what's happening to Alec Pryor? He wants to know how to build that upper chest. My buddy Casino Campbell, he lost 30 pounds. And so I'm really excited for him. He's lost 30 pounds and he's hitting it hard. And he's posting on Facebook all his progress. And he wants to know how to build that chest. And my buddy Alec wants to know how to build the upper chest. All right, the chest is really simple, man. It's you just hardcore, man. You guys know what to do. You know what I'm saying? You never seen Arnold Schwarzenegger on the machine doing a chest machine. Nah, man, he don't do no chest machine. He do barbell, bench press, and dumbbell bench press. Now, your barbell bench press, when you do your barbell bench press, fellas, don't be giving me no alligator arms when you're doing the flat bench barbell. And don't be coming here hitting the thing, pounding off your dang on chest. You're going to concave your chest in, okay? Don't do that. That's horrible, piss poor form. How many dudes you see in the gym bouncing that crap off their chest? That's nothing. You just might as well be jumping on a freaking trampoline. Right here. You get it right here, boom, right here. Full range of motion. Now the chest, you're going to feel the contraction about right here. Your elbows are not going to be extended all the way out when you're doing a flat bench. If your elbows extend all the way out, you're not concentrating. You're not hitting that contraction point correctly because your contraction point is about right here. You'll be able to feel your contraction point. You don't even necessarily have to have any weights in your hand to feel your contraction point. All you got to do is just sit like I am right now and go like this very slow. And when you feel your chest tighten up to the tightest that it can feel, that's your compression point. Now when you start to go like this, go further, and you don't feel it out anymore, and it's not as tight anymore, you go like this, then you know you surpass your compression point. You're right here, boom. Your contraction point, boom, right there. Boom, and you'll feel it right there in the chest. All right? What I would suggest also, a guy's neglect is the fly. Do a lot of flies. That will stretch your chest out, make it long, elongate your chest, and work the sides here so you get that nice full size of your chest. So your chest won't be lacking from any angle. You look like you have a big chest, okay? And just to work the top part of the chest, I would suggest that most dudes that I see, when they have their angle, right here, we have a 90-degree angle right here. Everybody knows that this is a 90-degree angle. Now, when you go to do your bench press, this is the bench where you sit down on, and this is the back part where you hold your back. When you're doing a bench to work your upper part of your chest, you need to be at an acute angle. You need to be less than 45 degrees. An acute angle is less than 90, about 45 degrees. That's an acute angle, all right? Acute angle, and you need to be, I would say, at 25 degrees, in between 35 to 25 degrees on that acute angle. So if the back part of the bench is here at 90, you need to be about right here, almost flat. Almost flat, just a little bit elevated up flat. Because the higher you go, the more front part of your shoulders you work. And you don't want to work the front part of your shoulders. You want to work your chest. So you want to be leaned back about right here. That's where you want to be leaned back about right here. If I'm flat right here, that's where I'm laying my butt. This is where I want my head to be, about right here. Not right here, that's too much. Not right there, about right there. Okay, now when you do that, you're going to come here. Now when you do this, you do not come full range all the way up when you're doing the top part of your chest, because that's not what the contraction point is. Your contraction point is on the top part of the chest is right here. Right here. That's why you see some guys that come short when they're doing the top part of the chest, because they know what they're doing, because their contraction point isn't all the way up here when you're doing your chest. Your contraction point is right here. So you're boom. And again, you can sit at home and you can feel your contraction point. And you're going to have to work on this because you're going to have to develop that mind-body connection where your body's already going to know what that contraction point is. You don't even have to think about it when you're lifting weights. All you really got to do when you're lifting is just focusing on having your muscles grow. You don't have to worry about, okay, am I right? Am I right here? Am I right there? Am I right there? No. You're working on just feeling that contraction, boom, and back down, just having those muscles grow. So that's what I would suggest to you guys. And another quick question that somebody had about with males they have like kind of the saggy breast syndrome in men. Once you get at the age of 25 years old, your natural testosterone levels start to drop. Okay, that's why you see a lot of guys and they're in their mid to late 30s, early 40s, 50s, and 60s. Forget about it. Those things are like hanging down. You can almost put them in your pocket. They're hanging down so low. What you need to do is you need to supplement it for testosterone. Okay? You can do it by getting over-the-counter testosterone pills. You can get them either at GNC, where people know where GNC is. If you're living out of state, if you're in the Broward County area, go over to Supplement Warehouse right over there on University in Griffin. Go holler at the guy that owns the store named Brian. You go holler at my boy Andres over there, and they'll get you the right stuff that you need. Because you're, like I said, your natural testosterone levels start to drop at 25 years old, and every 10 years after that, they drop significantly. So that's why you see guys in their mid-30s. That's why you see the chest starts to drop, because if you don't have testosterone in your body, guess what, gentlemen? You got estrogen, and we all know estrogen is a female hormone. Okay, so we don't want female hormones in our body. Now, do we, gentlemen? No, we want as much testosterone in our body as possible. Okay, so go talk to your local supplement vendor and get the best over-the-counter testosterone booster that there is out there. I don't really like giving suggestions, you know, of what testosterone booster is better than the other, because I really, everyone's body is different, and somebody spends money on something and it doesn't happen for them. But all I gotta say is you go ahead and you talk to people who are in the industry, and they'll be able to tell you the best testosterone booster for you. And so that's what help you will eliminate the saggy breast syndrome that you see most men have, which is very sad. You see most men have that syndrome, but hey, it's all about getting better. I was a skinny kid, and people probably looked at me and said, look at that little kid, poor kid needs a meal. Okay, but hey, I worked on it just like you guys are working on it now, and you'll get to where you need to be. All right, just keep working. Moving right along. Another question here we have, and it's kind of some people might think this is a silly question, but it was a question of a concern for me personally, because I burn a lot of calories really quickly, and I don't really do a lot of cardio because I do burn relatively quickly. If I walk from here to the parking lot, I burn like 1,000 calories, and that's just because my metabolism is super, super fast. That's why I eat the way I eat. That's why you see me, when you see my post, I'm eating at IHOP sometimes, because I need to get those calories back, whatever I wasted. And this leads me to the next question, which some of you might think is silly, but it's not. The question is, how do I prevent burning calories during sex? Now, some of you might think that's a silly question, but if you're trying to gain weight and you're trying to gain muscle, it's a legitimate problem. What my suggestion to you would be, and this is from personal experience, is you have your protein shake right next to you whenever you get done doing your adult activities. You have your protein shake right there, and you pound your protein shake, so whatever calories you burn, you can put them right back in with the protein shake that you drink. Okay, me personally, I've had a RTD, which is a ready to drink. Myoplex. I use Myoplex. Myoplex has a bunch of vitamins, minerals. It's like a meal replacement, as opposed to Muscle Milk, which is just basically a protein replacement. Myoplex has a bunch of calories in it, probably like 4 times the calories that Muscle Milk has in it. And it has a bunch of carbohydrates that'll fill you back up from a lot of the stuff that gets depleted when you're sweating and when you're doing strenuous activities. So that's what my big suggestion is: whatever you take out, you try to put it back in, and you try to put it back in right away. So that's what I would do. That's what I do whenever I'm done with my activities. My protein shake is right there. I pound my protein shake, and that way, yes, pound the protein shake, that is. That way that I am back where I was, and maybe even have maybe like 300 or 400 more calories than I did before I started my activity. I can't even get it out right. But that's what I would do in all seriousness. That's what I do. I have my protein shake right next to me, so whenever I'm done, I'm ready to replenish myself. So that's how I would answer that question. And I think that's it as far as the questions. I'm looking over here. Let me see if there's any other questions. No, there's no other questions. So again, I'm gonna post. I posted one yesterday of some people want to say, hey man, post some of your workouts. So I posted one yesterday of me doing pull-ups, the proper way of doing pull-ups. I'll post another one tomorrow, the same video tomorrow, just in case some of you guys might have missed it yesterday. And that's it. Stay tuned. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. And, talk to you guys later. Have a good one. Bye.